All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Cheap beer, cheap beer. Everybody loves cheap beer, cheap beer, cheap beer. Everybody loves cheap beer. Everybody loves, everybody loves, everybody loves, everybody loves cheap beer. I know I do.
I want one.
How about you?
Okay, now it's time for another episode of Cheap Beer Review.
Welcome, Swamp Friends. It's time once again for us to review some cheap, nasty beer and see if we can keep it down. We heard some rules from some guys that watched this before. What were they saying? It's like,
Well, we make the rules because we just sang the jingle. And the jingle will get better, by the way.
yeah, it's just, that's what amateurs do. They start somewhere.
First thing is, hand me your lighter. I'm gonna light this cigar.
Oh, you got yourself a cigar.
Yeah,
I should have brought my pipe, but I didn't. We're all back in Matt's back paradise here and hanging out. And I heard some guys on one of our cheap beer reviews saying, well, listen, if you spit it out, that means you got to finish the whole beer. So what do you think of that?
Well, we drink it anyway. We just don't
show you on camera.
Yeah.
You know, we finish drinking and then we get the good stuff out.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, this is terrible, and to keep drinking. Yeah, let me have some more of it. You know.
But we don't rehearse any of this. This is all first take kind of stuff. And if I spit the beer out, that means it ain't no good, and it tastes like crap. It tastes like cheap beer.
Well, that means it's worthy of a cheap beer review.
That's right.
It's worthy of our channel, and the cheaper the better.
If you think that we're going to run out of cheap beers anytime soon, you're wrong.
There's a lot of cheap beers out there.
And we strongly encourage you as a viewer, if you guys would like to send us some of that northern beer that's really cheap, like the Blatts, the Gobles, Genesee, whatever you got up there.
Black Label.
I don't care what it is. You can go over to the About section of Swamp Rat Survivalists on the homepage and scroll down at the bottom. There is a mailing address. Send it out to us and we will give you a shout out as well as do a cheap beer review. So let's get on with it. All right, Matt, so what do you got? What you bringing to the table this week?
All right, I got a blast from my past, and this beer used to be good. A lot of people used to say, oh, it's the best beer around, you know, and that was 35 or 40 years ago when I was a kid, and you know.
Well, nobody ever goes into the store and buys that unless that's all the money they got. It's usually stuff you find ending up going to a party and all the good stuff's ran out.
I guarantee it, nobody goes into a convenience store or grocery store and looks for a 6-pack of this. So here's what I got. I got a Rolling Rock.
Ooh.
In the dull green can.
Oh, that is a blast of the past. I remember back in the day, it was like drinking water.
A Rolling Rock. They used to say that this was really good beer because they made it with, you know, water from the East River or something, or
factory water.
Factory water, or, you know, but we're going to see just how good it is. So here is my selection for cheap beer review.
That's a good one.
Rolling Rock. What do you got?
Well, I rolled up the sleeves, went to the well, and went to the little Haji Mart up the road, and I want to hear comments down below. If any of you guys have ever seen this beer ever, please let me know, because I guarantee you probably haven't. So I'm coming to the table today with Winter Stern. This is a German lager.
I don't know how he does it.
And this, what does it say? 4.8% alcohol by volume.
Winter Stern.
Product of Germany.
This doesn't say anything, by the way.
This says
this is product of Pennsylvania.
It's same recipe in this lager since 1516. It's a German beer. It's a lager. It is Winter Stern. So let's give it a shot. Let's see.
Oh, wait a minute. From the glass lined tanks of old Latrobe.
Latrobe. There's
another one from Latrobe.
There's that name again.
Pennsylvania.
Is that like one of the neighborhood breweries or something?
It comes from the mountain springs to you. Okay, so.
Well, let's give it a shot. See what we got here.
Mine opened.
Ooh.
This is pretty stiff.
Yeah, let me have a smell of that. Don't really smell much of anything.
Mine doesn't smell like anything either. I don't know.
These things, couldn't buy it as a single. It was a 4-pack and it was for $3.99. So that tells you right there it's some.
I got the little paper bag with mine.
The guy wouldn't give me a paper bag. He said, "Here you go, put it in the plastic."
Put it in a plastic bag.
And he was ringing it up, and he hit the ringer twice. And I looked up, and it said $8.99. I'm like, He's like, oh.
You owe me $8.99
plus 75 cents for the debit charge.
All right, let's see. All right,
Let's see what we got here.
All right.
Old Winter Stern against
Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock.
Let's see who wins.
Oh God, here we go. Did we actually just swallow the first gulp? Well, that's the first. Actually, you know what? No, it tastes like crap. Here, give that a shot. That is, it's got some sort of an aftertaste in it. It says it's a lager.
Winter Stern.
Ooh, but you weren't even. Why do you? This is warm. Mine was at least in the cold.
It's the same temperature,
no,
kinda.
It's got like. Here we go. It tastes like factory water.
Neither of them taste like much of anything at all. I swear.
There isn't much in here. You know, we've been doing these cheap beer reviews at 8% alcohol volume and stuff. These are only like 4% and stuff. So, you know, just like cracking your first beer of the night, whether it's your same beer you drink every day, it's always got the lumps in it, you know, and it takes a little bit to get down. But
all right, well, it's.
I'll give it another shot.
Give it another shot, right?
It really isn't that bad. Believe it or not, for cheap beer, I don't think I'd go back and buy anymore. It really doesn't.
No, I'm not going to go back and buy the rest of the 12-pack or something, you know. But one is enough of these.
Yeah, and another thing about this too is it doesn't have that like natural ice, or remember that Bud Ice. As soon as you
had that really sharp taste.
Yeah, and it would taste just like alcohol, like straight alcohol out of a bottle.
Yeah, it really doesn't have. It's got. Now I know why they say it's brewed from the mountain springs to you, because it tastes like water. I mean, it doesn't really. You know, it's not like a Bud Light or a Miller Lite or a Yingling or something. You know, it doesn't have any distinctive taste. It tastes like kind of carbonated water.
I know what I know what that aftertaste is. I'm tasting. Is
that the winter or the
It's the Old World brewed. So it tastes like the Old World, like Dirty Feet or something. Not really.
The Dirty Foot beer.
It is a Dirty Foot beer. Here we go. Now that ain't really too bad. It's not really that good either.
I don't know whether it's the cigar or whether it's the beer, but I'm starting to get a little bit of an aftertaste now. You know,
it's a cheap beer, and I'd love to hear the comments. I'm sure everybody's heard of the Rolling Rock and stuff like that, as well as everybody's put a few of these down back in the day. But Winter Stern from Germany, only time I've ever seen it, and I dropped into the old Haji Mart today, and he had them. I said, what the heck, let's give it a shot and everything like that. So I would have to call it a draw. First time.
This is the first time for a draw. There's no clear winner.
We didn't spit it out. I guess because we're getting more of a palate for the crap beer.
I don't know whether that's good or bad.
I don't know. And if that's the case, if we start drinking cheap beer and save us money.
I don't think there's any clear winner here. I mean, it's not. Both of them didn't taste like much of anything.
But it's interesting because I
didn't spit it out like that blue shit we drank a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yuck! But this beer is just it's beer.
It dyed my tongue blue.
This is it doesn't have really much of any flavor to it. It's not a real enjoyable beer by any means. It doesn't have a bad taste. It doesn't have a good taste. It's like drinking Old World brewed Dirty Feet.
It's building up a little bit of a aftertaste as you go. You know, it's not. It's all right. So. All
right. Well, we got one more surprise, and stick around for a couple minutes, and I'll show you, and you get to share some of the goodness with us. So
there you go.
Here we go.
All right, Tim. What do we got today?
All right. So everybody got a chance to see a couple weeks or so ago my epic adventure that I did with Mark Butler, Scout for Life, down at the Jonathan Dickinson State Park and everything, and that was an incredible time. And
I missed that one.
Thank you so much, Mark, and everything. Well, he actually You got to see some gifts that he brought me and all that stuff. And I brought one of the gifts home, all of them home, but I'm here to share one of those gifts, a little bit of it, with Matt here tonight. Old Mark brought me some El Dorado. You guys saw this in that Epic Adventure video. This is 5-year cast-aged rum from the Demerara River, Guyana. And I'm gonna tell you what, I've already tried this stuff. And you know how rum is when you drink it and it goes down, it burns and stuff? This stuff does not burn. It's got that gasoline reaction when you go to your mouth. As soon as you swallow it, smooth sailing.
Well, I'm not a real rum guy either, so this ought to be interesting.
So what do you say? This thing's been sitting in the freezer, and sorry Mark, but that's all I have left of the bottle. And you and I didn't drink this much when we had our adventure. We only had like a shot or two. So you know I've been enjoying this. Let's give this a shot. And in fact, these are 2 of the shot glasses that Mark brought me as well, and they're from Trinidad and Tobago. And we're gonna go ahead and we're going to indulge in a little bit of the goodness here. And I want to thank Mr. Mark Butler for hosting us.
Thanks, Mark. Check out his channel, Scout for Life. We'll leave a link to his channel below.
And that's one word, Scout for Life. Like I said, Scout for Life is on a world tour right now in Europe and all around and on boats. And
world tour, he sounds like he's in a band.
He's a rock star. The guy's all over the place and stuff.
Sounds like he's in a band.
Mr. Mark, this shot's for you in honor and hosting us for this great little time we're having right here. This is El Dorado. From the Demerara River in Guyana.
5 years old.
So when I took...
It's only 5 years old. It seems a shame to drink it because it's only 5.
This is true.
That's right.
Now, I remember the reaction Mark and I, when we took our shot, he sipped about half of his, and I downed mine like a rookie. So
what are we going to do? Are we going to...
Well, how frisky you feeling? You got your chaser next to you? Because you just might.
I'm ready.
All right, well, I'm just going to... Let's just have a taste and see what happens here. So, thank you, Mr. Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Oh,
that's not bad. My throat is already destroyed from drinking Jack Daniels, so.
But it doesn't have that burn going down.
No, not at all.
It's smooth. Maybe it's because I got.
Maybe it's the Demerara River.
Well, he was telling me that Demerara is where they grew a lot of sugar cane. It's famous for the sugar.
That's pure sugar.
But then they shut the sugar deals down.
Let's try a little Rolling Rock on top of it.
Oh boy, this ought to be good.
No, I almost just spit that out. That was, it's getting a little, above 40 degrees. That's terrible.
Oh, it's no good. Anyways, thanks a lot, Mark. This stuff is great. Bottoms up. Let's finish the rest of that. Wow.
Woo! That kind of sneaks up on you a little bit. So,
I could maybe drink that with some rum and Coke. That's about all I'm going to be able to taste. That it's delicious. It's great quality. It's not that garbage you get down at the liquor store. This is the real deal down in the Caribbean, that Demerara River in Guyana. But I think that's all for the rum.
One more shot of cheap beer here.
Oh, whoo, my goodness. That's it. I can't. No, that's it.
That's it. That's.
See y'all next time. You wish you were here. Take care.